Hello Aries, welcome to your weekly intuitive reading. I hope that you are doing well. We are in some very potent and powerful energy for great change. As I'm doing this reading on July 7th, we are in the direct window of the 777 energies. Check out the video I did for that energy on my channel. The number 7 is a divine number of numerology. It is the catalyst for great spiritual awakenings. It is also revered as the truth seeker, as the mystic, and greater understandings of our inner workings and our world all together combined. So let's shifting and changing within ourselves and outside of ourselves. The timelines are shifting and time is speeding up. So let's see what comes through for you, what the messages are for you, Aries, that would be of help and benefit for you on your journey. This is the message for sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Aries. Take what resonates for you, leave the rest. These are general messages. Check with your moon sign or your rising sign or any of the other zodiac signs that may be speaking to you if this message is not resonating, or if you would like to get a greater picture of the overall energy. Maybe check out some other readings. Also, maybe go back to last week's reading, last month's reading, a few months back's reading, because a lot of times I will read into our blind spots and they don't always make total sense to everyone. To a lot of people they do, but not to everyone. But when you go back and you re-listen, you pick up on so much more. It's like, oh, that's what that meant. Oh, I get it now, sort of thing. So that's just a suggestion. Take what resonates for you. For Aries. What are the messages for Aries, please? This current time. This is also a potent time to truly get in touch with the divine, with your spirit self, with your soul. We are evolving, maturing, growing, changing, shifting out of old paradigms, shifting out of old beliefs, shifting out of old perspectives, getting a good look at ourselves and how we operated when we had certain views or when we were at a certain level of consciousness. First card out, Aries, we have compassion. Straight out of the gates, starting to be able to see both sides of a situation, or see, not just your own perspective of experiences, because the truth is there's your perspective, there's the other person's perspective, and then there's the umbrella of the divine truth in the situation. So when we can actually get to the point of seeing the divine truth, we're able to see the entire situation in a whole new light. So having compassion, having understanding, that is worth so much on this journey. Risk-taking and trust. Oh, I get that. Bottom of the deck, we have security, Aries. So what I'm getting right off the bat here is that the ability to see the parts that you've played in other people's lives, and how the ability to see the other side of the situation. Trusting is very risky for you. It touches on your inner security. There may be some insecurity that comes up when you're connecting to others, and you have your own ways of trying to control a situation so that you're not showing all of yourself. Your ego is playing the biggest part, because the ego, the aspect of ego is the inner protector. And what does the inner protector do? The inner protector hides us from the truth. But it's important to trust. It's important to get out of your comfort zone, Aries, and trust. So let's dive into this a little bit deeper for you. All right, let's start with compassion for Aries. I talked about this, my experience in my 777 video. I was away all week in the mountains visiting my son and daughter-in-law and grandson. And I got a lot of downloads. I got a lot of insight and information on my journey and on collective energy. And I woke up the last morning I was there. So I just got home yesterday. The last morning I was there, typically my dreams are like me being in the boardroom, basically in a meeting. And when I wake up, especially lately, I wake up, I'm already speaking out specific words of messages for myself or collective. And one of the messages I had was to really take a deep dive into attachment styles, attachment theory, attachment styles, and look into getting a deeper understanding of how we attach to others that we're in relationship to. So there was a quiz. I took the quiz and found my attachment style from my past relationships to be anxious avoidant, which it makes it difficult to trust. It makes it difficult to trust that others have our best interest in mind that we are in relationships to. And it's due to the way that we felt safe and secure, or did not feel safe and secure in our childhood or upbringing with our experience with our parents or caregivers. So it made a lot of sense to me, and maybe you want to take a deep look into your attachment style. You could be the same with this trust card. This is what it's showing me. I got a much deeper, and then my whole 3-hour drive home, I had downloads about my ancestral lineage, especially on my father's side. And I do talk about that in the 777 video if you want to check that out. Anyway, we're not going to go into all of that. Right now, Aries, this is all about you and your messages here. But maybe check out your attachment style. We all have them. We all have one. Loneliness wanted to pop out. Went back in. Okay. Blame. Oh, yes. Good old blame. So it's so much easier to not take a deep inner look at ourselves and project blame onto others. It says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. So maybe you are finally realizing that you have placed blame on others for things that deep inner work that you are meant to do. And a lot of people are afraid to do those deep dives inward. There's a lot of fear that creeps up, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to go there again. I like where I'm at, in charge, in control. I have my own power and control of my life. So you think, until we come into energies like this where the divine is like, okay, you think you're in control? Let me show you some things. So this could be something that you are working through right now. Taking a look at how you place blame and project blame onto others, when it's definitely these experiences and situations were meant for you to take a deep inward dive, self-analysis, self-understanding, self-awareness. Seeing yourself in a whole different light. And the important part is to remove the blame from others. That is an energetic, that can even be like psychic attacks on people. Energetically, that is not doing yourself or anybody else any favors. And when you are placing blame on others, you are keeping yourself in the victim mentality, which keeps you stuck. Loneliness really wants to come out. I'm not taking it, it's not popping out, but it keeps showing itself to me. So this could be something that you've been working through. Maybe you have had a hard time trusting others your whole life to the degree that you would actually open your heart and soul and allow true intimate connections to form, which causes us to be lonely. Even if we are in relationships to others, they are more surface level and superficial, and eventually fizzle out or really cause a lot of frustration. They become boring even. Let's talk about risk-taking for Aries. I almost called you Virgo, and I'm not sure why. You might have Virgo, a strong Virgo placement somewhere important, or you're dealing with a Virgo. Aries. Risk-taking for Aries, please. Okay. Well, loneliness did want to come out. So, basically reiterating the same message. It seems risky to you to open your heart and your soul, to become vulnerable, to allow and transparent, to allow another to see truly, deeply into you. And maybe that's what was happening with you and another, and instead you turned it around and like vomited all of your fears and projections onto them and blamed them for whatever pain and self-esteem issues and other things that are coming up for you. Regardless, it had seemed very risky, which has left you feeling lonely and isolated. I know that I'm never alone. It's always a choice too, Aries. And a lot of us are getting to a point on the journey where we're starting to see the truth in ourselves and in our journey, because either the stagnancy or just not feeling, all right, courage, not feeling confident enough, not having the courage to trust yourself, trust others, trust life. I find the inner courage to face fear with confidence. So this is a big fear of yours, is to actually trust others and that they have your best interests at heart and mind. Where was I going with that, though? That's so funny. I just lost a whole message that was coming out. It'll come back, though. You are finding gratitude through this part of the journey, however. Finding gratitude. Oh, so yeah, some of the first stages of awakening, and we're always going through stages of awakening. It's never ending, right? But some of the first stages of awakening, especially when we've allowed energy to brew and fester inside of us, it becomes almost impossible to contain any longer. And you get to a breaking point of, I cannot take this any longer. I've got to break free from this thought process, from this perspective, from this habit, from this pattern, from this, what I've been doing and carrying with me maybe my whole life. And that is the revolution. You go into this revolutionary process of like breaking free from old versions of yourself. And it does take courage, but sometimes it's also a nice energetic boost. And Aries, you are definitely the fiery energy that can be like, no more, I'm breaking free from this. Where you're going, what you want, most likely you're not sure yet. It is a purge and a revolt. So, you know, if somebody's purging, if somebody's throwing up, you're not going to ask them, like, what do you want for dinner? You know, you're not sure what you want. You're ridding yourself of the old, of what is toxic to you at this point, what is not helpful for you. So there's definitely some security issues that you're dealing with, some trust issues. It seems there's fear. You're facing fears right now. You're finding the inner strength to face your fears. I do a lot of readings and I talk to a lot of people on this journey. And one of the number one things that have been coming up a lot lately has been, I know there's stuff in me that I need to face. And I also know I'm terrified. So there's an ego part that is terrified that it is going to be gotten rid of. You can't get rid of your ego. Your personality is a part of you, but there are certain distorted and toxic aspects that the ego needs to take a back seat and let the soul do its work. Let the soul rid itself of these things, to face the truth, to face your fears. Okay. What else for Aries? Let's talk about compassion and blame. Two sides of the same coin. Not really. So now that when you have compassion and the ability to see the purpose of every interaction and every experience as a higher purpose to help you break free, then it totally changes the whole trajectory. It changes the whole game, and you're left with, I need to get rid of the blame. I need to get rid of the blame. We've got heart chakra, patience and planning and harmony. Well, that's beautiful. So your heart chakra is opening. You're touching base with the heart again. Beautiful. Again, like I was saying, you might not know exactly where you're going, or you could have an idea of what it is that you desire to go towards. I'm getting that you do. It's still, there's this fear or risk that's involved, but it's definitely towards harmonious connections with others, heart-centered connections, harmonious heart-centered connections, and getting a good, this actually feels really good, Aries. Because that is true intimacy. And you will continue to feel alone on your journey until you allow yourself to open up to connecting to another, connecting to others through the heart. Okay. So Spirit is definitely asking you to take a rest, rejuvenate your energy. But what you, and as you're diving deep into what feels risky, what is your fear, what's causing this loneliness, is deep-seated heartache and loss. This is an aspect of your life that your ego is fighting off. I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to revisit that. I don't want to feel that again. That is a lot of what the fear is that comes up for people. And it's truly, it's liberating when you do finally allow yourself to go to the depths of your inner psyche and face what is coming up for you. We can, if we continue to run from what the divine is trying to bring out in us, you're going to constantly run from yourself. So it's important to go to the depths and face this heartache, face this loss, and understand what it was teaching you, what this experience has been teaching you. Talk about transformation. All the readings so far I've been doing are so deeply transformative. This energy is amazing. It's very powerful. Okay, we have suffering inside. Oh. Aries, you are getting so many cosmic downloads, like information coming in through your crown. Like I was talking about my 3-hour drive home, when you're kind of like honed in on, I'm driving, of course, my peripheral, there's operations that we can do mechanically that are there while we still get intuitive downloads and reflections and information through the crown chakra, which is what I'm seeing coming through, which is really opening you up to a whole new level of understanding and self-understanding and understanding of maybe some past connections with other people. You've been suffering in silence. You've been suffering in silence while you've been trying to find the courage to trust others, trust that it is safe to open up to others and show all of you. And be honest, being really honest with yourself and with others. It's hard to face ourselves. It's so much easier to turn and see something in someone else and blame them than to turn the mirror around and actually look at it from within. It's so much easier for us humans to do that. I find us all doing that more and more so. But once you come to a stage of enlightenment, you see everything in a completely different light. There's no more blame. It is all about knowing yourself, self-awareness, and connecting with the divine. My throat is getting sore all of a sudden. You may have also have a fear of true self-expression, true speech. How do I express myself truthfully? You will find the words when you find the courage to face these fears. But it is important to express it out when you are ready, because that is another stage of the healing process. Ace of Cups, Magician. When you release blame, when you have compassion in your heart, you suddenly start to feel, and the heart chakra begins to open. You suddenly start to feel an overwhelming sense of love and compassion and gratitude. Thank you for the journey, for others who may have been on your path to help you wake up and see your true magical alchemical abilities, what you had been creating. It started to come out in reverse, kind of flipped to the side. What you had been creating from your perspective, from your beliefs, from your patterns. But this is just over full with gratitude and love. Harmony. It's grace is what this is. It is divine grace that opens the heart. It is divine grace that brings us back into balance and harmony. It's humbling. It's very humbling. 5 of Cups in reverse. All right. So we have a heartache and loss while you're resting your energy. 5 of Cups in reverse. But when it's upright, you're focused on what's gone wrong, what is spilled, what is lost. Upside down, you're shifting your focus now. Your focus is shifting from the loss, from the heartache, and it is focusing more on how can I trust? How can I take this lesson and understand that it isn't as scary as my inner child, my inner protector continues to tell me, and I'm now going to I'm going to find the inner courage to face these fears and trust, because the suffering in silence is maddening. And it's truly blocking you from your Ace of Cups, from feeling fulfilled in life, in anything in life. It doesn't have to do just to do with relationships. It's with anything. It's all connected, Aries. All of it's connected. Beautiful. 6 of Wands, 5 of Swords. You're overcoming. You're overcoming fears. You're beginning to trust, and that is truly bringing you into alignment with your mental process here, with you're putting an end to something, to a mental pattern that you've had that was developed in childhood to protect you, to boost your ego so that you take care of you and you don't need anybody else and blah, 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 blah. But then you come to find that I'm really super lonely. Even if you're surrounded by people, I feel like nobody gets me because they don't see you. You're not opening up. You're starting to realize this now. Princess of Swords, clarity. Aha! I see this from the hawk's view, the bird's eye view, very clearly. It's piercing, the Hierophant, all about our belief systems, learning some new understandings. 10 of Pentacles below that. Wow. All right, Aries. So let's get you some advice for this part of your journey this week. And if you're liking this video so far, would you mind, please, taking the time to click that like button below the video. It's a thumbs up button. That really truly helps. I appreciate all of you who do take the time to do that. It helps get the messages out into circulation. So YouTube algorithms are very strange right now. And feel free to comment. I'd love to read all of your comments. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And again, I'm very grateful for all of you. And also, I am open again for personal reading. So if you are interested in a one-on-one personal reading with me, you can book that through my website, BeTheChange333.com. The information is in the description box below this video. And the readings are on sale. The prices are already marked on the website. So take advantage of the reduced prices at this time. All right. Advice for Aries, please. I like where this is going. A burst of magic. Right next to sacred reverence. You know, and I feel like this energy is really bringing the sacred back into our lives so that we actually have that reverence. We have that reverence for life. There's a lot of sacrament that has been thrown out the window for way too long, and I feel like we are becoming more and more enlightened as humans. That we are not the only thing operating on this planet or off this planet or in this lifetime. Anyway, let's read it from the book for you, Aries. A burst of magic. Sometimes you may find that something you'd been pondering or a dilemma you'd let go of revisits you without warning. It may hit you while you're thinking about nothing, or the trigger may just be the right words arising in a conversation, book, or blog. An epiphany strikes like a lightning bolt, waking you up to a truth that has previously eluded you. It's as if the whole world stops in that moment as you integrate the missing pieces of the puzzle you were meant to solve all along. This is such a time for you now. Answers are coming directly from source and being downloaded into you with such force of conviction that you cannot be the same again. Be grateful for this beautiful burst of magic. It is not an everyday gift. Inherent in this is knowledge that Spirit is always listening to you. Spirit is your loving partner, reminding you that you are not alone. Even when it appears that you are trapped, you always have a key to unlock the solution if you cultivate the willingness to be open to and in tune with Source. The answers you seek come when you stop looking for them. Be mindful today. When information pops up out of the blue, pay attention. The action you need to take will become obvious as you integrate this magical wisdom. Regardless of the subject of your inquiry, you will be transformed. Only good will come of this. I mean, you can't make it up, Aries. That is your message for this week. So I hope that this was helpful for you. Sending you out so much love and congratulations on your transformation. We are one step closer to evolving as a human species, and that is great news. So sending out so much love. Take care. Bye.